And welcome back to Let's Play Look Outside. Are you ready? We're going to be getting the last batch of endings in the game for this video. I can't believe we're already at the end of the game. At least the end of the game in as far as what is available in it in the current version. I'm sure someday some more substantial changes will be made to the game that might just even make it feel like a whole new game entirely, and I look forward to that day. I also look forward to whatever gift Shadow has for me. A beer. Cheers, my friend. Cheers. Before we get out, I would just like to actually go over one last crafting compound. We can actually create herbicides, as I've done previously. You can mix Cleaner X with vinegar to create herbicides, allowing you more options for clearing out those fungal growth doors. Herbicides, in turn, can be combined with another item, let me see here. If you mix it with Declogger, I believe this creates explosives. Yes, 2 explosives. Not a bad return on investment there. Just let me take one more look at my crafting inventory here. Yeah, I don't have any Pyrocare, so I cannot craft any more acid flasks, but that should not matter too much. We still have quite a bit left to do before we get into the endings for this video, although not a ton. So let's just get to it. I've already taken the opportunity to grab the photo from Lyle, so we don't have to worry about doing that again. And I've also taken the opportunity to buy some more Magnum bullets for, well, our Silver Magnum. Gonna have Roaches use that. He's the only character in this active party that can actually use guns, so may as well make use of that since we went to the effort of getting it. We don't have any more use for the planetary discs, so we can just pop those suckers in, never have to worry about carrying them around with us again. We are done with them. Well, actually, no, I lied. We have one more thing that we might need them for, although I should be able... No, I can work around that, never mind. Yeah, we can just leave those there for the rest of the game. So, something we've had access to for a while, but I've just been putting it off until now, because I didn't want to do this sequence of events until I had already completed the Shinamon endings, for a very particular reason. This seems like the back door to a convenience store. Use the store key. If you remember, we grabbed this right at the start of the Fungeon, so now we are actually making use of that key. Quite a while after we got it, but hey, better late than never. You know, I'm sure Gaston feels the same way. What the heck was that? Seems like we're not alone in the convenience store. How unsurprising. Oh dear, that's a big fella there. And here he comes. I was actually curious if he got stuck, because he could do that in older versions of the game. Anyways, we've got Centifingers here. Not too scary, to be honest. I'm not overly concerned about this guy. Why don't we take this opportunity to show off the Magnum Multi-Shot. Pretty good bit of damage there. I have Helen using the Claymore, because the Claymore allows her to use Hack and Slash in addition to Cleave. Hack and Slash is a bit of a lighter version of Massacre, 3 random slash attacks that may cause bleeding. Pretty good in my opinion. I've also given Joelle the Needle Glove back, so that Round Saw Jaw can hopefully be a bit more consistent with inflicting bleed, or perhaps it's only inflicts bleed with that in play. I'm not too sure there. Regardless, we're pretty well past this guy at this point, so I'm not too concerned about anything that he might do to us. Here comes the Round Saw Jaw, of course. And there we go. Joelle likes it a lot better when he's inflicting bleed, and Helen especially loves it when she's inflicting bleed and dealing big damage. Here comes the Magnum rounds. Oh boy, Centifingers is feeling that one, and he is toast. So the bleed was a little unnecessary, but hey, it makes me feel good. One thing to note about Centifingers is this is actually a recent change. He has a unique death sprite now. In the earlier versions of the game, I believe up until version 1.03, 1.03 made a lot of changes, he did not have a proper death sprite. Instead, he'd always look the same as if he was alive, except he would never move. I honestly kind of preferred it that way. It was kind of creepy how he was dead, but he just looked the same as ever. So yeah, just a little matter of taste there. Over here, won't move. Probably don't want to walk out into the street right now anyway. Good call, Sam. Good call. I imagine we're not going to be as lucky if we go to the roof. Here we get Myrmidon 12. This is also the last video game that we can happen to find in the environment. The remainder of the video games are sold by a door vendor, who I am well past the point where if he showed up, he would be helpful to have, because he only really sells one game that teaches a useful skill, but we were not fortunate enough to get that. free first aid kit for us to pick up, but the real reason we're here, got another herbicide, so I didn't need to craft an herbicide. I could have just grabbed this one, but I wanted to show that off anyway as another option. Got some duct tape over here. There is a roach roaming around. We don't need any more roaches, so hopefully I can evade that guy and not have to pull him out of my inventory. I will have to pull him out of my inventory. But the real reason we're here, a blank VHS tape. We're gonna need this to finally get the VHS tape offering, and hopefully get Beryl to participate in the ritual. Did I just go right past the roach? I did indeed just go right past the roach. Get out of here, you little roachy fella. We're friends with you. Look, we're not gonna kill it in front of roaches, okay? We're gonna toss him out, just let him go off on his way. But yeah, that is the last offering item acquired. The Centifingers just teleported over there even though he's dead. Good on him, good on him. Good to see that he still gets around. Before we head off to actually make use of our tape, we are going to head over this way because there's something that I haven't done yet. We've still got a few enemies from the crashed bus here. These guys can probably pretty easily be defeated just by hacking away at them. I've got Roaches using a cleaver in his melee hand, since with the Silver Magnum, it is a one-handed weapon, so now he can use melee weapons while also using a gun. Get a fingernail bomb there, another item that Emmanuel can potentially give us. Now, let's work our way down here. As you can see, we've got a lot of these guys roaming around here. We definitely want to take these guys pretty seriously. Let me see here. I'm having Roaches use a cleaver, so you can use Cleave. Ditto Helen use Cleave, and of course we'll have Joel use Teeth Storm. I should probably pick up an accessory for him that boosts his HP. I kind of have those just scattered around my team haphazardly. Joel definitely appreciates having that. Ooh, that is unfortunate that Roaches got stunned there. Now that guy in the center, I'm pretty sure he's a new enemy, because I don't remember seeing him in earlier versions of the game. Ah, beautiful work, Helen. Helen, oh, it's glorious. Helen is such a good pickup if you happen to get her through the door events. Alright, he's bleeding heavily. Roaches is no longer stunned. We can just destroy these guys with normal attacks now. Just wanted to finally show off some encounters that I've been neglecting up to this point. Get a bunch of cassette tapes, get a watch, and there we go. The front door is molded over from the explosion, so we can't do anything with that. Let's take an opportunity to see what items we've got here. Let's see. Special belt, doubles the wearer's max HP but half stamina. Nah, what I want over here is let's get this champion's belt here. Get small increased HP and stamina and boost all stats. Sounds delightful. What else am I going to use my money on at this point? We're way too late into the game for me to think the coffee machine is worth grabbing, so we're just going to leave that one be. And is that an accessory? Yes, that is indeed an accessory. Gonna have to sacrifice the needle glove, but look at that. All those stats there, plus some extra HP. We'll use a couple bandages on Joel, top him off there. Now, let's get on to what we really need to do. We've finally returned to the security feed room, and we're gonna need to turn that feed off. So, we have a tape recorder over there, and we got a blank tape. However, we don't actually know if the feed is still on the outside, and we can't very well just watch it to confirm that for ourselves, because, as we know, even just experiencing the outside secondhand will still result in your morphing. And this is one of the few times Sam will not just blunder into dying that way. He'll look at the photo, he'll look outside, he'll look at the telescope, he'll foolishly load the negative disc while the projector's on the wall, but he won't do this one. So, what we need... The dead security guard monster strangely resembles an office chair. There even appears to be a seat. It's facing the TV. Place something on the seat. Do we happen to have anything living that could be placed on the seat? Yes, you have no choice. If you want to get the correct tape, you have no choice but to sacrifice Cinnamon to the security feed. If you do not put Cinnamon on the chair, you can flick that feed as many times as you want, but you will never, ever find the correct feed. You have to put Cinnamon on the chair. If you could possibly luck into the correct feed, it would take forever to confirm that, because you need to go give the offerings to... You need to save before you do the recording. You then need to take the tape and hand it over to Jasper. Then you need to go to the roof and talk to Beryl to see if you got the correct recording, but I'm pretty sure even if you went through all that dozens of times, you'd never get the correct one. You do have to give up Cinnamon. This is the one time the game requires you to do something kinda cruel in order to proceed. There's been a couple options to be cruel, but they weren't necessary. This one, I'm afraid, you gotta turn Cinnamon into a monster. Regardless, we do know that it's on the correct feed now, even though the TV has been destroyed, so we'll place our blank tape. The machine records the live feed from the current camera. Recording will take about 1 minute. Well, I think I know how to kill 1 minute, and something else. Honestly, we're probably doing Cinnamon a favor here. He doesn't look very happy. He also does not have anywhere near the power he did in the Cinnamon ending, so we'll just take him down and I guess mourn his passing. It's a little sad, honestly. I really didn't want to come down to this, but, you know, things be like that sometimes. We'll do our jumping attack. We will do our round saw jaw. And, of course, I'll just, oh boy, Helen. There we go. So, he's got surprisingly good defenses, all things considered. And then here comes the Magnum rounds. I don't think he's going to be outlasting this one. Poor Cinnamon, poor Cinnamon. Didn't really want to be like that. Alright, nothing left to do but wait for our tape to finish recording. Also, better reload the Magnum here. Magnum bullets go pretty fast. Let's just look at how many we got. What I used up there was what it was loaded with, and we have just 18 more to burn through, so definitely want to choose my shots carefully, and by choose my shots carefully, I mean fire indiscriminately, because seriously, we're at the end of the game. Why not just keep blasting? And yes, you do indeed have to just keep waiting for the tape. Although, it doesn't take a full minute there if you actually stop to time it. It's more like 20 seconds or so. 25, 30 seconds maybe even. But, yeah, that's that. We don't need to take our disc back because we are done with those. We will leave our negative disc there. And we now have a full set of correct offerings. We have the painting. We have the photograph. We have the manuscript. And now we finally have the video recording. All of the prophesized items to turn over. And I have an herbicide to get the last herbicide door right by Jasper there. So why don't we go and do that before turning in our offerings? We'll just make our way through this one. 2 remaining. That's fine by me. We will use that one up because we really have little else to use them on. And we can grab an elixir bottle here. Good stuff, good stuff. Alright, time to turn over all the offerings to Jasper. Do you have an offering? I have several, Jasper. We worked very, very hard to get all of these, so here is a videotape. A magnetic tape. Interesting. We will accept this. Do you have an offering? Yes, I do. Past that, I also happen to have a loose manuscript that I believe describes the visitor. It appears to be a manuscript. At a glance, it strikes me as a loose work in progress, filled with notes and crossed-out passages. Could a description of the visitor be hiding in these words? We will accept this. We will, of course, also give over the photo that we worked very hard to develop. And don't worry, I didn't break Lyle's heart this time. A photo envelope. Does this hold the image of the visitor? Very well. We will take this. And finally, the first offering that we actually got, and we've had this one for so long, a carrying bag for a canvas. Did someone paint the visitor's image? Very good. We have everything we need to begin our ritual. Please join us for this occasion. Take this key and these robes. We shall step onto the roof and behold the sky together. And once again, for the last time, we've got the roof access key and we've got the dark robes. Unlike my other, recordings for the endings, I'm actually going to make a separate save here so I can just load back because this version of the game's ending sequence actually has the most possible choices you can make for it, so it would be handy to have a save after I've already given off the offerings. While I was returning to home, Roach has picked up another skill, Roach Wave. Shoot a massive swarm of roaches at all targets, and it's based on his remaining HP. I believe it also inflicts the roach's status, much like the Swarm skill. Here's Roach Fireball over here that deals more damage the more roach swarms the target has, and can burn. Which honestly might be worth on its own for just stacking multiple DOTs. Anyway, on the roof, you say? Sounds to me like they're insane. Not going to go, right? I am indeed, Sybil. I've already done it several times. Speaking of... Alright, say it with me now, everybody. It's the door to the roof. Are you sure you want to go? There's no going back after this. you're outside. You don't feel any different. And the chance to feel different will come, but this time, we're not gonna make any cuts. It's our last time doing the rooftop sequence, so let's, once again, enjoy it in full. I really do just love the background art here. The music is just perfect for this sequence. The little thing that flies on by, yeah, it's just perfect. I love this sequence of the game. Handled immaculately. But we're not going to actually see too much body horror beyond what's in the environment, because for once, we've actually given everyone a correct offering. The time of judgment is upon us. I hope we are found worthy. Only a few preparations remain. It's time to look at the writings you've brought us. Yes, a manuscript. The final lucid thoughts and observations of a writer who saw the visitor firsthand. Yes, I believe this says... Yes, perfect! This gripping, poetic description. It captures the emotional truth beneath the overwhelming sublime. Very good. Please join us all at the ritual circle once our preparations are complete. It is the fated hour. At last. Heading over to the next astronomer. Of course, we've got, I think it's Aurelius over here, who has the painting. Yeah, it's Aurelius. It's finally time. We're preparing. I'm shaking with excitement. Within this bag is a painting of the visitor. I know it in my heart of hearts. Oh, I'd feel so bad if it was the wrong painting. Yes, this is form as seen through the flawed human eyes of an artist. Perfect! The use of color. It is beautiful. Huh. This is exhilarating. Alright, I'll head to the ritual site. Meet us there once everything is ready. For the first time in these videos, Beryl isn't going to be turned into a horrific monstrosity before we begin the ritual. She's actually going to get a chance to participate. I feel so bad for her, but you know, it's just we can't get the correct offering without sacrificing Cinnamon, and I didn't really feel like it was worth it to grab a bad offering just for her to have something else to say, so... I can't believe it. We're outside, but we're still human. Sane! It's working! The visitor protects us. He knows. You excited? We're almost there. Moments from making true contact. I brought a little television here to view the VHS tape you found. Let's see. Yes, this is it! My vision! This is exactly right! I knew it! I knew my vision was true! I'll head to the ritual. Meet us there when everything is ready. I can't wait! I can't either. We're actually going to see a more satisfying ending after just being bombarded with either dummy conclusions or unspeakable horrors. Greetings, compatriot. The time has come to prepare the ritual. You truly believe the visitor's image to be on this photograph? It's nerve-wracking to look, but I must. Oh, there is something on here. Oh my, it's truly him! A photograph of the visitor! I'm in awe! It's even more beautiful than my dream. Very good. Meet me at the ritual site. I have an excellent feeling about this. I'm glad you have that, because I'm not sure what to think now that we actually have a correct ritual. All 4 astronomers have correctly prepared their offerings. Time to head to the ritual circle and begin. Alright, here we go. Now, the last few times, we were thrust into an encounter, but maybe, just maybe this time we'll get lucky. Who knows? You look up to the sky. All you see is thick, dark clouds above. Here we are. Finally, it's time we call out to the visitor. But it's overcast. I can hardly see him through these clouds. Will he see us? He has to. He watches from light years away. You don't really think some clouds can stop the visitor. Let's get this started then. Oh, mysterious visitor, we have brought a manuscript describing your form. We seek to chronicle you, commune with you. Oh, strange voyager, we brought a recording of you. We seek to document you, commune with you. Oh, great observer, we brought a painting of you. We seek to see you, commune with you. Oh, dark whisperer, we have brought a photograph of you. We seek to understand you, commune with you. Heed our call! We look upon you now without fear. We want you to do the same. Yes! His gaze is upon us! Blessed day! Joyful day! It's time! It's time! I feel it! We will ascend! And now we've got the toughest version of this possible encounter, I'm afraid. We're not getting out of a fight that easily. I'm not going to do too much on this first turn. Just set up a Nitro Boost and may as well have Joelle do some teething while we are just not really doing anything. Hopefully the Nitro Boost will afford us a few more dodges, because we're going to be having a lot of attacks thrown our way. And I don't just mean these ones. Aurelius, Beryl, Aster, Jasper, their own attacks. Not that threatening with the equipment we have. Now the Chaos Quartet, on the other hand, well, they can deal some pretty significant damage to us. Here we go. This is where the fight truly begins. Alright, so what I want Sam to do is, let's see here. We will toss and... No, let me see here. What is my fingernail bomb here? This causes bleed and has 80 piercing damage. Fortunate thing to pick up. Obviously, we want to hit it with a roach cannon right out. We will hack and slash here. Joel, we will have him just work through his stamina using round saw jaws here. Okay, here comes the fingernail bomb. There we go. Hey, horrible bleeding right away. Very nice. Unfortunately, I have Joel with the motorcycle helmet, and right there you're seeing the problem where the motorcycle helmet makes your odds of missing a little frustratingly high. Okay, Serene Gaze to lose some stamina on Joel. I'm not too concerned about that. Not too concerned about roaches losing stamina either. And nice, look at all that damage from the bleed and the storm. That'll make this fight go a lot faster. We'll have Sam just do a jump attack. Actually, you know what? I will use my... Acid Flask on it. Go for the toss, Joel. I was just thinking about how I wanted to approach this, and I won't actually need the Acid Flask for what's coming up next. So hit that. There we go. That'll make Hack and Slash do so much more damage, especially when we get excellent hits like that. And then shoot a Fireball, get the bleed in there. Some of the roaches were shaken off, but now we've got two pretty good persistent ailments there. Oof, Joel is paralyzed. That's very unfortunate. But he got the... what was it? The Acid Flask in. Let's have Sam do another jump attack. We will, you know what? I'm not going to set up any more roaches. Let's go for the multi-magnum shots. Let's go for the hack and slash here. I actually don't want to use Massacre at this point. It would be a bad idea to use it. Well, actually, I could use it right now. And we'll get into why I could be using it right now, but for now, let's just focus on dealing heavy damage. Fortunately, this is much more in our favor when we have an actual party to work with. Damage is coming through fast and heavy, but I'm not too concerned about it. As you can see, its actual physical attacks, which are the main thing that can kill us, aren't too threatening, and we have defeated the Chaos Quartet. However, the Chaos Quartet is more than just the initial fight. We are so sorry, Sam. We didn't mean to attack you. We lost ourselves and attacked a friend. Shameful. Now listen very carefully. We can retain our sanity for only a moment, 10 seconds at most. We have slowed down our perception of time to make the most of it. You're in the eye of the storm, Sam. Human minds cannot inhabit such an absurd body without coming apart. When we lose control again, it'll be for good. Once this moment ends, we'll obliterate you. You'll need to run away. You cannot defeat us. But before you go, ask us anything. This is humanity's last chance to understand what happened. Do not waste it. What do you want to know? And then there is a variety of questions we can ask. So let's start from the top here. Unfortunately, we cannot ask all of them in a single cycle. Let me see here. Perhaps we should know what the visitor wants. It is curious. It wants to see us. Ask more questions. We don't have much time. Let's see, let's ask another question. Where will it go, or where will you go, actually? I might go into the sea, or perhaps fly out into space. I can still answer questions. Yes, we are still good. Let me see here, can the world be saved? The world as we know it is over. Maybe in thousands of millions of years, something resembling humanity can flourish again. But unfortunately, no. We cannot save the world. This is the final moment in history. I think we can do one more. Let's see. Why does it do this to us? Or, actually, no. Why am I still human? I don't think you are. No, you're definitely not. Sorry. The changes will come all at once. Very soon. You should run now. We don't have much time left. We really should go, Sam. I don't wanna put my team at risk. Let's run away. You run from the roof. leaving behind the angelic abomination that used to be the Four Astronomers. Over the course of 15 days, the world as you know it ended. The true death toll can never be known, but 90% of humanity is wiped out in half a month. The angelic abomination that the Four Astronomers became are responsible for the vast majority of the death toll. They fly through the sky screaming, leaving death and chaos in their wake. Their victims are siphoned into them, leaving piles of clothing behind. What remains of humanity is utterly powerless against them. They rule over the earth, unopposed. There are some who, in their despair, offer themselves willingly to them. They hope the angels' victims are not obliterated, but rather ascended to a higher state of being. Perhaps they are taken to a better, kinder world, a paradise. Although you have obtained some answers from them before they lost themselves completely, these offer little comfort. There are many mysteries that will forever remain unanswered. One mystery in particular still eats at you. Many completely vanished on the final night of the disaster. Your neighbor, Sybil, was among them. The door to her home was left open. An enormous hole marks the outer wall, as if something reached down from the sky and plucked her away. What really became of her? Now, I mentioned this previously with the no going back ending, but we never get any answers to Sybil's ultimate fate or the truth behind her. Not in this ending, Screaming Sky, and not in any other ending. I do have my theory on what the deal is with Sybil, but I'm gonna wait a little bit before we go over that, because obviously, that is not the only ending we can get, should we make it to the Exalted one. Now, I'm going to actually load up a separate file, because there's just a couple of miscellaneous things that I want to show off before we get to the end of the game. I'm still finding things to cram in here. This game is rich in detail, and it would be a shame to not show off every little bit of it. Cutting back to the file that I created for just showing off Papano alternatives. Crunch, crunch, you eat it. It's disgusting. Yes, I just ate that roach. The apartment is rife with roaches. I collected about 7 roaches and brought them into the apartment, left a meal out, and then when they carried the note to me, I actually killed the messenger. And in fact, this entire in-game day, I've just been going around into the different rooms, taking all the roaches that have appeared, squishing them, eating them. If you have a gas bomb in your inventory, you can fumigate your apartment and kill all the roaches at once, which isn't actually what you want to do if you want to accomplish the thing that I'm trying to accomplish. Crunch, crunch, you eat it? It's disgusting. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That should be enough roaches killed before we get into the next thing I want to show. I need to burn some time so that I can actually sleep, so it's time for some crosswords. Now, if you kill enough roaches in a single day, you might find one with a different kind of note. You know what? I'll take this paper and read it this time. The paper is gnawed into a rough rectangle. Letters scrawled by tiny pincers form a message. The writing is very hard to read, scrawled hastily by a dozen little feelers. It war. You bad! Yes, if you antagonize the roaches enough, they will declare war on you. And this means that periodically, within your own apartment, you will encounter giant roach enemies. Not something you really have to concern yourself about too much. You kind of have to go out of your way to achieve this. But, speaking of achieving, there is in fact an achievement tied to doing this. So, if you want to get every achievement in the game, you do need to bring the roaches into your house and antagonize them in order to fully complete the game. Now, one thing to note is that just bringing the roaches in on itself isn't really enough to get enough roaches in your apartment. I couldn't get enough roaches to kill to get the message before I actually fed them something, because that causes a huge number of new roaches to populate your apartment. Now for the part of this video I was not looking forward to doing. I'm going to need to burn a lot of time playing crosswords to see if I can get any missing door encounters. There are 2 specific encounters I'd like to get, and if I could get the uncorrupted Morton encounter, that would also be nice. I would love that. Hey, right away got another one of the encounters that I got. A menacing man straight out of a gangster movie stands in front of the door. He's holding some kind of antique rifle. His figure anxiously rubs the trigger. What will you do? Hello? Hey, open up, buddy. Got some guns for ya. You buying? Will you open the door? Yeah, for sure, for sure. Hey. You chat for a little bit. He doesn't know much about what's happening. He's concerningly tight-lipped about the source of his weapons. Look at these bad boys. You want one? Now, funnily enough, it is actually possible for the gun trader to not be selling any guns. Look at these babies. You know you want one. Don't be a friggin' mook. Buy one of these guns, eh? But let's see, that is not the case this time around. The gun trader sells a number of unique weapons that you can't find anywhere else. Now, we've already gotten the silver magnum in the main file, but he is the one that sells the regular magnum. He also sells the regular SMG. These are considerably weaker than the unique variants that we've gotten in the main file, but they're also your only option for making use of magnum bullets and submachine gun bullets until you get those weapons. Entirely rooted in RNG. You can also sell acid flasks, molotovs. If you're really lucky, you can have a combat knife. He sells a variety of ammo, and there are several other guns you actually don't find that he sells. In particular, he sells a Gatling gun, which this is where your ammo belts would go if you got any from the Landlord dungeon. He can sell a high caliber rifle that uses high caliber bullets. As you'd imagine, it's a rifle, but, you know, stronger. And he can also sell a grenade launcher and grenade launcher rounds. However, he has by far the most varied inventory of any vendor in the game. He has a tremendous number of items he can potentially sell you, but he can only carry 9 at a time when he visits you. So it's entirely possible you'll never see him carrying any of these interesting items like the Magnum or the SMG. He'll just carry a variety of bullets, some one-handed melee weapons, some throwable stuff, or he'll carry bullets for guns you don't have, or you'll never, if you encounter him multiple times, he'll never sell those guns. Definitely the most frustrating vendor that's currently in the game. As you saw in the main playthrough, I never got this guy, and even if I had gotten him, he wouldn't be useful at this point. Good doing business with you. But if he shows up early on enough, and you happen to have the money to buy something good from him, go for it. Alright, let's see if I can't get the other vendor that I wanted to see. I got another note from the roaches. The note is filled with incoherent, barely legible threats. Okay, they're just mad at me. That's fine, that's fine. Okay, finally this guy showed up. A heavyset man in a trench coat stands at the door. Sensing your gaze through the peephole, he tips his frumpy, old-fashioned hat. What will you do? Hello, good sir. Yes, hello. My time is valuable. Now that formalities have been conducted, let's trade. I'm selling my many would say, legendary gaming collection. Only a lackwit would pass up on this. Will you open the door? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Spare me the pleasantries. I have neither time nor inclination. Let us deal. You attempt to chat, though the gamer's social skills are less than graceful. He's been in the gamer zone for the last few days and isn't even aware of recent events. Try not to buy them all. I have many important clients. Alright, let's trade. This is the game seller, and he has a number of games to sell, 4 altogether. Super Jump Lad 3, Octocook, which teaches you a very, very good skill, so highly worth buying. Blood Ghoul Orgy 3. Let me actually read the descriptive text. Mascot platformer sequel. You heard this one is very different from the others. A cooking game with a cute octopus mascot. A lot of multitasking in a kitchen. Blood Ghoul Orgy 3, an infamously violent game that was banned in several countries, including this one. Canadian regulations for video games. I'm kidding, I'm teasing. That Massacre Princess Catholicon is the full name. A very long JRPG based on a popular anime, Massacre Princess, eh? Bit more expensive, but must be long enough to justify the price tag. If you happen to buy the gamer's games, Jump Lad 3 is the best in the series. You won't regret it. The other games were kids stuff. This is for real gamers. Octocook is a cult hit. Doesn't look like much, but let's just say it goes real deep. This isn't the cutesy game it looks like on the surface. Not bad. Blood Ghoul Urgy. Impressive. This one is really hardcore. Real gamers only. It's been banned in 8 countries, including ours. It gets pretty intense. You bought Katorika no Ojo no Gigaku Satsu? This one is important to me. You really don't want to buy it. You probably won't like it. I'm buying it. Did you even see the anime? Read the manga? It's not even released outside Japan! Listen, I didn't mean to put that one on display. I'll give you $200 to have it back. Sorry, I'm keeping it, pal. Seems I've underestimated you. This is my prized possession, a cursed blade, folded 3,000 times by a blind, Japanese swordsmith. He gave it a name, Nakodo Shoben. In your tongue, that's Smile of the Jackal. It is yours, if you give me back my games. Now, you do get an achievement for taking this katana. However, there's also an achievement for collecting all games in the game, and I need to demonstrate this, even though this is a separate file where I don't have all the other games, so no, the game is mine. I admit defeat. You have bested me. Please take good care of her. Semper Games. And with that, he walks off. Now, if you do give him the game back in exchange for the katana, unfortunately that invalidates the ability to get the achievement for collecting all games. You do need to own it in addition to every other game in the game. Super Massacre Princess also has a unique thing about it. It is the only game that also awards you an achievement for completing it, and that's because it is a very, very big time investment for playing it. It's 12 sessions, each of, I think, 2 in-game hours. Possibly some of them are even 3. But you know what? I'm going for all the achievements, and this is in fact the last achievement I get. So before we get into more endings, I think it's time for a nice, relaxing RPG within our RPG. Massacre Princess Catholicon. That guy, Gamer Guy's prized game. You're not familiar with it, but you know it's a turn-based JRPG. Yep, it's as good as he made it out to be. You play as Rush Braver, a spiky-haired youth who practices swordsmanship in his spare time. His best friend, Blast Armbrust, is the strongest hunter in the village. Input, new name for Blast? Let's put in, how about, let's call him, sorry, I was trying to type on my keyboard there, but no, that was Fear and Hunger that did that. Let's call him, Butts. Yeah. Come on, Rush, there's only one more day until the Festival of Crystals. We gotta head to the Cave of Trials and catch a boar. The Cave of Trials? Isn't that dangerous, Butts? No! Rush and Butts set off for the cave in search of a boar. Predictably, the cave is filled with all kinds of creatures that you have to fight in turn-based combat. Eventually, you find a boar. It's a tough boss fight. You're too slow, Rush! You're not fast enough to pull off a meteor strike yet. Stick to the basics. Damn, I'm never gonna be good enough. Rush and Butts carry the boar home, but there's smoke on the horizon. The village! It's on fire! You race back to the village, dropping the boar. The town is ablaze, and bodies litter the streets. A tall man in a strange black costume with a giant sword grins devilishly as you approach. The Wind Crystal. Where is it? Wind Crystal? What's that? Forget it, Rush. We gotta get this guy! A boss battle begins. Ominous and kind of rockin' boss music plays, but doesn't last long. The strange man takes out Rush and Blast in a single hit each. Ha, typo in the text there. You didn't accept my name. Seems the Wind Crystal isn't here after all. Perhaps it was in Hyrcania all along. Farewell, child. Work on your meteor strike. Damn you! Rush, is that you? I can't see. I think I'm gonna make it. Don't let him have this. Butts closes his eyes for the last time, but not before handing Rush a mysterious green crystal. Butts! No! You can't believe how much time has passed. You put the game down for now. And we lost a little bit of morale for playing that. You no longer feel paranoid, it's now the evening. You resume your Massacre Princess Catholicon game. You start where you left off, reeling from the destruction of his village and the loss of his best friend Butts. Rush heads towards the only clue he has, Hyrcania. This is your first time on the world map. It's gigantic. You wander around fighting grindy battles until you stumble upon a village. In the village, you meet 2 mercenaries, a tough soldier with a huge axe named Zonrath, and a beautiful elven sorceress named Himiko. They'll join you if you help them fight some goblins. Input new name for Zonrath? I guess we'll call him, let's go with, Zoltan! There we go. Let's go, Rush. Goblins are no trouble for an axe this big. Yeah! Input new name for Himiko. How about, hi, I'm Daisy. We'll just call her Daisy for short. There we go. Goblins are weak to my water magic. They'll never stand a chance. The 3 of you set out for the Goblin Cave, which is labyrinthian and filled with all kinds of traps and encounters. After a grueling slog, which requires about an hour of grinding to get through, you reach the boss, the Goblin King. Ah, so you're the rapscallions that have wrought so much destruction in my domain. How about you, knaves? The boss battle commences. Daisy's water magic, which had so far been useful for taking out goblins, is completely ineffective in the battle. You're forced to rely on your items, and then you just barely win. Ugh, damn you blasted adventurers. With my final breath, I curse you! With that, the Goblin King falls to the ground, dropping a small blue crystal. Zoltan walks over and picks it up. Huh? What's this? Suddenly, a giant sword rips through Zoltan's guts, killing him instantly. He drops the crystal, which is snatched up by the large man in black from before, the man who destroyed your village. Maldark! I knew you were keeping crystals from me. Hand me the Wind Crystal, and I'll let you go. Never! Not after what you did in my village! So be it. A second boss fight ensues. Once again, Maldark easily defeats your party. He smiles smugly as he takes the wind crystal from your hand. Pathetic. Your meteor strike has barely improved. Farewell. The man in black saunters off, leaving you and Daisy to regain your composure in the cave. A single tear trickles down Daisy's eye as holds Zoltan's tattered body. Zoltan! I never got to say I love you. Can't believe how much time has passed. Put the game down for now. Oh, yo! Morton while I was doing Massacre Princess. Hello? Little bobs and odds and ends and doodads, knickknacks, bric-a-brac. You have some? Will you open the door? Yes, we will. Yes, we will. Here is the proper Morton. Morton. That's me. Morton. I like little things people discard. Maybe you call it junk? I can pay you. What will you do? You have 17 junk. That's more than enough to actually get him. Now, Morton gives you a variety of rewards for giving him junk. $20, some snacks. He gives you a denim vest and a small pack of healing items. And $40 and a pitchfork. You sure know how to find good stuff, huh? Maybe we should work together. Sure, come on in. Oh, yes, yes. Now tell me, where do you find all the good stuff? And thus we have Morton in the party. Morton is a pretty interesting character. He has a number of skills that allow him to use healing items that normally you can't use in combat. Morton can use them via skills. These skills, pretty humorously in earlier versions of the game, were bugged that allowed him to use them outside of battle, and when he used them outside of battle, they didn't actually consume the items they were supposed to, but that has been corrected. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to use Morton in the main game. Let me see here, anything good? You can also give more junk to him to keep getting rewards. We may as well exhaust his dialogue. How are you doing? I am good. You'll take me with you? I want to find little knickknacks, yes? Tell me about your junk. It's not junk. These things, my knickknacks, they're quite valuable. Pretty things, helpful things. I know, junk is different. Junk is, useless. Where do you find your good stuff? All over. On tables and boxes, inside cabinets and pockets, all over. You must look carefully. Do you steal things? Steal? No, never. But not take things that do not belong to me, even if I want them very, very much. Even if they're rightfully belong to me, even if the owner does not realize what they have, I would not take it. What do you think will happen? There will be less people. It's the problem. It means more things are unattended. We can take what we want. Okay, Morton. Did you look outside? Yes. Well, I guess it went better for him in this universe than it did in the other universe. Anyways, goodbye, Morton. Thank you for your contributions. One thing to note about Morton is that if you want to complete the crossword puzzles, Morton will help you with it, and he'll cut the amount of time that it takes to do the crossword puzzles in half. He's a bit of an enthusiast when it comes to crosswords. Anyway. Resume your Massacre Princess Catholicon game. Rush and Daisy sit in a tavern planning their next course of action. They want to follow Maldark to get answers and revenge. If we want to find Maldark, we need to go through the Cave of Califaction. We'll need to be careful. Fire monsters block the way. Fire monsters, huh? They're no match for me. An old man with a kind of squirrel rabbit thing on his shoulder approaches Rush and Daisy. He wears a wizard's robe and carries a wooden staff. I couldn't help but overhear that you're going after Maldark. Mind if I, Rabu, join you? We have an old score to settle. Mind if Rabu and I join you? Okay, sorry, I misread that. Old score to settle. I am Zolatar. Rabu! Input new name for Zolatar? We will call him Zoltan. We'll get a little fancy with it. How about we call him Zoltan Dose. There we go. It's like we never lost him. Blessings of the Mana Tree be upon you. Input a new name for Rabu? I think Rabu is perfect just the way he is. Oh, whoops, I put an equal sign in there. Rabu! With your new companions, you set off to the Cavern of Califaction. Unfortunately, the new area has an unbelievable difficulty spike, and you're only able to win 2 or 3 encounters before you have to rest in an inn. Spend a miserable hour grinding. Daisy's water magic is useful, and Zoltan Dose's buffs and debuffs are kinda nice, but Rabu is totally useless. Almost seems like a joke character. Can't believe how much time has passed. Put the game down for now. No, we haven't. You resume your Massacre Princess Catholicon game. After a brief grinding session, you're finally strong enough to attempt the Cavern of Califaction. As expected, it is incredibly difficult, even after gaining several levels, and the layout is really confusing. Rabu! The earth shakes. Red stalactites fall from the cavern roof. A flaming red form erupts from a fissure and charges toward you. No, it's the flame golem. I had hoped we could avoid this. A tough battle ensues. You fight a giant flame thing that can use area fire attack that nearly wipes you out. Daisy's water magic saves the day, but Rabu is as useless as always. When the flame golem dies, a red crystal falls from its chest. Zoltan Dos leans over to pick it up, but not so fast. Father? Maldark! So, you've retrieved another crystal for me. You're quite the useful pawn, you know. I'll show you who's a pawn. Meteor No, Rush, you mustn't. Run now. I'll stop Maldark. We have business to discuss. Are you sure, Zoltan Dos? I'm sure. Rabu. Party runs off to the cave exit, leaving Zoltan Dos alone with Maldark. Maldark approaches the old man, a smug grin on his face. Always one to play the hero, aren't you, father? Your heroics won't save the day this time. Why are you doing this, Tetsu? I didn't raise you to kill! Tetsu! How long has it been since someone's called me that? Enough with the pleasantries. Hand me the fire crystal, or join Mother in hell. Never! You watch a cutscene of the two battling. Zoltan Dos is able to hold his own with magic, but alas, it's not enough. Maldark cuts him down with his giant sword and takes the crystal from his body. Maldark confidently struts off from his fallen father, glimmering red energy coursing through his body. The screen fades to black. Rush, believe in yourself. Can't believe how much time has passed. Put the game down for now, and then we pick it right back up. As it turns out, Sam actually won't play video games when it's late night. He will play crosswords, though, so I did have to go to sleep, unfortunately. Rush, Daisy, and Rabu are recuperating at an inn. The mood is dour after the loss of their companion. They discuss plans on where to go next when suddenly, the earth begins to shake. Run! It's the princess's minions! Huh? Princess? What princess? The team runs outside and finds a lone swordsman battling off hordes of demons. He has long black hair and a cool scar over one eye. The tail of his badass trenchcoat bill is behind him. Can you fight? The princess's minions are coming. I can't hold them back alone. Together with the swordsman, you fight wave after wave of demons and skeletons. After a grueling battle, the village is saved. You there, your swordsmanship has potential, but your timing is off. I'm Musashi, a traveling Ronin from the east. It seems the princess torments even this land. Input a new name for Musashi? Well, let's, how about we call him, let's, mix things up a little. Let's call him, Kojiro instead. There we go. Princess? Who's that? An evil demoness who nearly destroyed the world 999 years ago. She was sealed away in the Tower of Hirkania. I'm going to mix up the name of that all the way, but her minions keep appearing throughout the land. Hirkania? Huh, that's where we're going. We should team up. The Tower of Hirkania is north here. We can get there by A massive sword decapitates Kojiro, sending his head flying across the screen. Maldark strides towards you, clutching his magical crystals. He bends over Kojiro's body and takes a brown crystal from his pouch. Rabu! I searched long and hard for the bearer of the Earth Crystal, but never expected him to be here. I never got to tell him I loved him. You bastard! Maldark! I'll get you this time! I have no interest in fighting, child. Time is short. I must make haste to Hirkania before it's too late. Maldark holds the 4 crystals aloft and chants some kind of magic spell, disappearing. Can't believe how much time has passed. Put the game down for now, only to pick it right back up. I've been there before. You resume your Massacre Princess Catholicon game. You set off towards Hirkania, but the enemies are way too strong. Looks like you'll need another grinding session. You spend several boring, grueling hours gaining experience and gold for your characters. Can't believe how much time has passed. Put the game down for now. You resume your Massacre Princess Catholicon game. Here we are, Daisy, the Tower of Hirkania. It's time to get to the bottom of all this. Rush, before we go any further, there's something I need to tell you. Rabu! A beautiful ninja with long brown hair and a pair of sai backflips from the top of the tower and lands before you. She raises her weapons. En garde, I'm May, the guardian of Hirkania. Nobody enters on my watch. Pretty easy boss fight ensues. She creates multiple copies of herself, but the real version is the only one with a shadow. You win after a few minutes. Oh, so strong. Maybe you are truly the one who can end this tower's curse. I must join you! Input new name for May? Yeah, we'll call her... We will call her, Jun. With Jun in the group, you begin your ascent to the tower. It's an insufferable teleporter puzzle that takes a lot of trial and error. After at least an hour, you finally make it to the top. With the 4-element crystals, I can finally... Maldark! You again? Why did you follow me? There's not much time left. The seal will soon be broken! Seal? What are you talking about? I don't care about that. I just want revenge! You battle Maldark again, but this time you're on more equal footing thanks to your grinding. The 4 crystals are enemies, and each time you destroy one, Maldark gets weaker. You finally shatter all 4 and win. What have you done? You destroyed the elemental crystals. You've... Rabbit? The tower quakes and pieces of masonry fall from the ceiling. Jun calls you over to the balcony. Quick, get on my airship. There's no time! You run to a conveniently positioned airship on the balcony, but you're not fast enough. Maldark swings his sword and unceremoniously gives Jun into 1,000 pieces. Jun! Damn it, my meteor strike wasn't fast enough! The airship takes off just as the tower collapses, presumably bringing Maldark with it. The sky darkens ominously, and the screen fades to black. Can't believe how much time has passed. Put the game down for now. You resume your Massacre Princess Catholicon game. You pilot your fancy airship around the world map, checking out all the cool new places you unlock. You discover Golden Valley, a casino town filled with minigames. Spend some time playing minigames until you've won some overpowered equipment. The best game is the Rabu Racer, and the worst is definitely the skateboarding half-pipe. You ride a Ferris wheel with Daisy at the very top. At the very top, she turns to you. Rush, there's something I've been meaning to tell you for a while. Also, that's the wrong portrait. Suddenly, the Ferris wheel starts shaking. Rush grabs Daisy and quintuple backflips to the bottom, safely landing on both feet. It's Maldark! You fool. Do you know what you've done? By destroying the element crystals, you freed the Massacre Princess Catholicon! What? I was using the crystals to seal her for another 1,000 years. She'll be free at the stroke of midnight. We don't have much time. Damn, but how do I know I can trust you, Maldark? You just have to take that risk. Come on, we need to take your airship to Celestion, her evil sky palace. Input new name for Maldark? Ah, what the heck. Let's go with, I wish I could type this faster. If I could just use my keyboard, this would be quick. Haha, let's go with Kaneda instead. Rabu! Come on, there's no time to spare. You can't believe how much time has passed. Put the game down for now. You resume your Massacre Princess Catholicon game. Even though Kaneda stressed the urgency of the situation, a whole bunch of side quests just opened up, so you decide to check them out. Spend time doing menial tasks for peasants. In one quest, you help an old lady get her Rabu from a tree. In another, the party races go-karts. All in all, it's an okay time. Can't believe how much time has passed. Put the game down for now. You resume your Massacre Princess Catholicon game. You decide to mess around with more side quests for a while. You find an old seeress on the top of the mountain who makes you pick apples in an orchard for her. You also spend time building an orphanage and collecting orphans from around the world. Some orphans give you nice power-ups. In particular, a particularly steamy side quest, you apply sunscreen to the back of hot bikini babes at the beach. If you get 10 babes in under a minute, you get a powerful sword. You also do a karaoke minigame that rewards you with fun little tidbits about your characters. Kaneda's favorite food is beef stew. Daisy's blood type is O. Rabu is 634 years old. Can't believe how much time has passed. Put the game down for now. I would just like to note the past 2 sessions actually took 3 in-game hours. I also invited Zarya and Monty to the apartment, so hopefully they'll give me the pillow to use the couch to sleep on if we end up running out of time in this day. You land your airship in Celestion, the floating fortress of the Massacre Princess Catholicon. This is it, the final battle. You navigate your way through a tiresome dungeon with lots of pits. Every time you fall through a pit, you have to start back at the beginning. Finally, you reach the princess's throne room. So, you finally come. I must thank you for freeing me from my 1,000-year imprisonment. Spare me the tough talk. What's your plan, Massacre Princess? So, you haven't figured it out yet? You never told him, Kaneda? No, you can't say it. Rush, you are my son. You are a child of the 4 elemental crystals, the ultimate being, the product of 1,000 years of research. What? How can this be? I'm sorry, Rush. I should have told you. Rabu! Wrong, Massacre Princess. What? Rush may be your son, but there aren't 4 elemental crystals. No, there are 5. You forgot the crystal of friendship! Daisy holds a glowing purple crystal aloft. Its warm light envelops the room and fills the party with a new strength. No! You'll pay for this, Hi-End Daisy! A boss battle begins. As you fight the Massacre Princess, the background warps through time and space. Stars and planets explode in the distance as energetic anime prog rock plays. You fools. Did you truly think this was my final form? You look at the time. Dang, you've been playing for hours. You have to put the game down for now, but you can't stop thinking about it while you're away. Can't believe how much time has passed. Put the game down for now. Hey, on this evening, look, we've got a big-ass roach here. Unfortunately, it does not seem to have combat data, so we're just fighting an onlooker instead. Also, Zari and Monty, unfortunately, hey, look at that dead sprite. Zari and Monty are still hogging the bedroom, and they did not give me a pillow. They would not even answer the door, so I had to play crosswords, since that's as good as sleeping, right? This is proving to be a pretty interesting segment of this video right now. You resume your Massacre Princess Catholicon game. The Massacre Princess lets out a terrifying screech as her body contorts into some kind of cosmic monstrosity. A black wave shoots from her mouth directly at Rush. Rabu! Rabu dives in front of the black wave, absorbing the blast in Rush's place. Rabu! No! Rabu! The Massacre Princess fires 2 more black waves, this time targeting Kaneda and Daisy. They disintegrate instantly. Kaneda, Daisy, I never got to say... Surrender, my son. You cannot defeat the eternal power of the Massacre Princess Catholicon. Wrong! But you're gone. I'll never be gone as long as you keep me alive in your heart. Come on, Rush. Show that Massacre Princess how strong you've gotten. You're so much stronger now, Rush. I always believed in you. Don't let my death have been in vain, Rush. Believe in yourself. Rush, I know you can do it. Rabu! Rabu, Rabu! This is it, Rush. Humanity's last stand. There's no second chance here. Rush, do it. For me. I can do it. I believe in myself. I have to do it. Meteor Strike! Rush charges towards the Massacre Princess Catholicon, his sword held high. The screen flashes, then fade to black. Cherry blossoms drift across the empty screen. So, this is the power of friendship. The Massacre Princess explodes into 1,000 gibs. Rush stands alone on an empty screen, his fist raised to the heavens. Screen fades to black. Credits roll. You won. You beat the game. It's over, yet you don't want it to be. You feel like you'll never be the same again. You wonder, the Meteor Strike, could you perform such a feat? Would you even dare to? And with that, I have gotten my last achievement for the game. I have 100%ed the game, and I do not care to answer that door. Now, let's take a look at the skill we earned for going through that rigmarole. We got the Meteor Strike, Rush Braver's forbidden technique. As the knocks continue in the door and I continue to ignore them, as you can see, this is a 999 stamina cost skill. You never get anywhere close to that much stamina. If you hack the game to give yourself enough stamina to use it, it's a normal attack. Haha, trolled. With that little diversion gotten through, which I remember, there are timestamps in the description. Probably should have mentioned that at the start, but yeah, you can always skip around those if you're coming back to this video again. We'll now continue on to getting our next ending of the game. Alright. Let's try talking to the Exalted One once again, and see if we can't get an opportunity to ask some more questions. We'll of course skip through their initial rigmarole, but let's get right into the questions here. What did it do to you? It was almost communication. Its gaze and presence are destructive, but we didn't stand a chance. Ask more questions. We don't have much time. Let me see here. Where is the visitor now? It's passing through. It extended an antenna to prod us. The antenna connects to a node somewhere in the outer edge of the Oort cloud. I can still answer questions. Yes, we're still good. Let's see here. How do we stop the visitor? That doesn't seem to be possible. We are utterly powerless against it. We can only hope it loses interest in us. I think we can do one more. Let me see here. Oh, why is the visitor here? It came to us because it felt observed. It came to investigate the gaze. You should run now. We don't have much time left. We really should go, Sam. Nah, we're fine, Joel. Is the visitor a friend? I think so. I think it's a friend. A very clumsy and destructive friend with godlike powers. It seemed distressed at the chaos that's unfolding on Earth. It seemed more like confusion than distress to me. You need to go. Now. I'm scared, Sam. I really think we should go now. I was hoping to kill the visitor. This will have to suffice. I wasn't listening! Who is this guy? We're sorry, everyone. This is the end. Exalted Four uses Loving Embrace. I was calling them the Exalted One. It really should have been Exalted Four, of course. But now we've got the actual battle to begin. Naturally, we're going to start setting up our DOTs. We're going to go hacking and slashing here. We're going to have Joelle hit it with the Acid Flask. And that'll allow us to deal a little bit more damage to it. Hopefully we can get a full stack of bleed set up onto it to burn through a ton of its health. Much like Fear and Hunger, at this point, bleeds can be quite, or DOTs can be quite effective. However, you don't really think the Exalted Four is going to let us kill it before we get a chance to before it gets a chance to do anything, do you? We're sorry, everyone. This is the end. Red eyes. Burn. Thought I'd let the music play for a little bit there. This is an awesome final boss theme. I love this one. Let me see. What I'm gonna have Joelle here is just throw our explosives. Don't want to have him just burn through stamina really quickly using Ronsa Jaw. It's really not that effective if I don't set up all of the Aura teething. And this thing is resistant to slash type attacks anyway. May as well make use of these explosives I have. We love you all. And then another Loving Embrace. Fortunately, its basic attacks, Blue Eyes, Freeze, are not too effective. Its Raise, on the other hand, can be pretty nasty. That one can freeze you, which of course is another type of stun. Otherwise, we just lose a little bit of stamina. The healing that happens to it is not anything to be too concerned about. Let's see. Let's have Roaches here use some of those Magnum Bullets. I went through the effort of getting them. We'll have Helen do another hack and slash, and we'll have Joelle go for another explosive here. Kaboom! Exalted Four is stunned. Beautiful. Of course, as we saw from the fight against the Chorus of One, we do have to deal with the fact that they can kind of act outside of the stun effect. And nice, we are just absolutely crushing it now. Got another Loving Embrace coming out. Yellow Eyes. Shock. Shock is disastrous, as that is yet again another stun effect. But we should be pretty close to defeating this thing. Let another bit of bleed tick over. We're gonna have Joelle heal up Helen. Of course, we'll have Roaches just use another Magnum shot there. This is what we have all these elixirs for. This is just gonna put Helen right back on her feet, give her more stamina to keep using Hack Away. Magnum rounds doing good damage here. Nice. Glad we got that Silver Magnum. Again, help! And with their last shred of humanity, they give us basically a full party heal. So my elixir was a little unnecessary there. Green Eyes. Melt. And of course, this is an acidic attack here. Roaches is burning from the acid, but I'm sure he's fine. Fortunately, we don't ever have to worry about that healing that they're doing ever becoming a serious problem. I mean, our DOTs way outpace that. I need to reload the Magnum, so instead I'm going to have Roaches just, fire more Roaches at it, get more DOTs going. We should have this thing on the ropes. Hit it with another explosive there. And then Roach Ball, and once the Roaches start to pile on, this thing's just not going to be able to take any more. The Exalted Four are preparing a mighty attack. I think we can beat it before it gets the attack off, though. The eyes are glowing with ethereal light. It's bleeding horribly. Our boost is wearing off. Okay, now we have to just take it out here. It's do or die time. We're not even gonna bother setting up the Nitro Boost. Let's do that. Let's do Roach Missile. Let's have Helen finally use Massacre. And then let's have Joelle use a Teeth Storm. We're out of explosive there. So we just have to knock away at this thing, hit it for 210 damage. We win! Sam's party was victorious. 500 experience received. Helen is now level 15. What is this? Sam. This is you. Oof! The influence of the visitor allowed us to pull ourselves back together. Sam. What are these, Sam? They're offerings for you. For me? Offerings? I don't understand. What is this one, Sam? It's a painting, an impression of you. This is me? And these? Also me? Yes, a video recording and a photograph. And this? Is this me as well? It's a story, inspired by you. About me? I don't understand. We want to communicate with you. You? Communicate with me. Are we different, Sam? Yes, we are indeed different. Yes, I understand now. You are you, I am I. We are separate. You are many, I am one. Yeah, we're dying. I am hurting you. I understand. I feel something new. I am sorry. Should I go somewhere else? Yeah, I'm afraid when we look at you, we get hurt. I break things when I look. When I understand, I should go. I have never seen anything like you. I have not thought before. This is also new. I should go. Thank you, friend. Friend? Yes. I will not forget you. I will think about this for a long time. Before I go, do you want to see me? Are you not the big eye? Yes and no. How to say, this is not me. This is only an impression of me. I can show you the real me. Will you look? Yes, I want to see. We've made it this far. I will show you. The visitor plants a vivid image in your mind. You feel vertigo as a sense of sheer scale overtakes you. Your mind, for a moment, feels the immensity of this body. It seems there is a slight misunderstanding regarding what it means to truly see his form. This is no mere image. You feel this. You are given a glimpse of the visitor's perception, its own subjective experience of itself, of its own body. This is a mistake. A big mistake. Oh no. The image shifts, the scale grows. There is more. Your mind shifts in response, absorbing the information. This is too much. You were already overwhelmed before, and the image has grown 100-fold. Your mind frays at the edges. The image shifts again. The scale grows. There is more. Parts of your brain are wiped clean. Your understanding of language, your perception of time, memories of your childhood, gone. Devoured by the ever-expanding idea that was planted there. The image shifts again. The scale grows. There is more. Most of your brain has been repurposed to experience it. Your mind still drinks. It cannot stop, no matter how full. The image shifts again. The scale grows. There is more. The visitor's image screams into your ears, fills your nose, blinds your eyes. Every nerve of your body feels it. The The image shifts again. The scale grows. There is more. Every engram melts as the visitor's revelation. Synapses and form and reform to accommodate overwhelming knowledge. Less than 1/100th of a second has passed. Your brain cells implode. Their molecules were forming into something new and unfathomable. The true death toll can never be known, but nearly all of humanity is wiped out in just a few months. The visitor left behind a terrible beast. Its countless limbs, tipped with sucking mouths, that devour people by the dozens. With every victim devoured, the beast grows larger, their bodies assimilated, limbs lined with teeth. Within a few years, it has spread its immense form over the entire world. Its titanic body curls around every city, uprooting trees, toppling buildings. There are signs it may be intelligent, and some have tried communicating with it. To disastrous results. Soon, its maws become as common as trees. No one is safe. It will find you and eat you, repurpose you. The creature has the entire world in its grasp. It chokes the life from civilization, and soon, it is all gone. The few survivors hiding in caves and ruins are snapped away one by one, the limbs crawling into the earth like millions of roots. The world would never recover. And the creature, it feels nothing. Its mind is blank. The end. Perfect ritual. And that was Look Outside. I think this game is really something special. I mean, the art and presentation is just immaculate. It's not the cleanest and definitely not the most polished RPG I've ever played, but I've always been a sucker for things that hybridize survival horror and RPG mechanics, and I think this is a valid effort, and with patches, it's been getting better and better. This game was pretty easy when it first launched, and a lot of the sacrifices you could make along the way in terms of resource allocation really did not test you too much, but it's becoming quite fun, and I'm interested to see how it's going to continue to develop with additional updates. This will, of course, be the last video for the series for a while, but I can't truly say it's a finale, because whenever something interesting gets added to it, or at least when I feel something significant or a significant amount of stuff is added, I would definitely love to come back and check it out again. Who knows, we may even get new endings. Now, I mentioned that across all endings, and just throughout various things in the games, there are hints that there's something more to Sybil, but we never find out quite what. What we do know for certain is that Sybil was a part of the Astronomers, and apparently she was actually a resident on the first floor of the apartment. She was also the first one to be exposed to the visitor, and apparently she did not have any kind of protection, despite its distance from the Earth at the time she observed it, which caused disastrous things to happen to her. I kinda wonder or suspect that maybe the Sybil that is our neighbor isn't actually Sybil at all. I kinda get the feeling that maybe she's supposed to be an extension of the Visitor. Of course, the Visitor at the end there has a very distinct eye motif going on, and we only ever know Sybil through her eye. Additionally, Sybil says she begins to forget her life before the event happened. It does kind of make you wonder if maybe she just didn't even have a life before it happened. Maybe she's just assuming the identity and what she thinks she knows about said identity. The Visitor was also able to just quickly pick up on things about Sam, or maybe even just consider him like a lifelong friend with a very brief moment of contact. So maybe the way that the original Sybil contacted with the Visitor rubbed off on him. That's just my idea, though, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. I would also love to see just Sybil's plot thread expanded on more in the with successive updates. It would be nice to see something happen with that and get a more of a truth than the kind of truth we got by performing the perfect ritual. But yeah, that's it for this video, and for the time being, for the Let's Play. As always, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope to see you in whatever I make next. What? What do you mean that I should check out the other choice? Maybe something different could happen? Oh, I suppose. I mean, we've done so much in this video already, but what's one more thing? Okay, let's check out what the other choice is. You know, on second thought, Visitor, you're really nice, but I don't think this would be a good idea, just based on what your mere presence does. Maybe it is too much for you. Goodbye, Sam. You spend more time in the Visitor's awesome presence until finally it departs. You're unsure how much time has passed. Seconds? Minutes? Hours? Days? As you drift back down to Earth, you feel as though you've been in a daze. You slowly realize just how much your interaction with the Visitor has changed you. Suspended in the void as you were, you had no idea that you'd grown to such an immense size. You gradually become aware of dozens, no, hundreds of enormous new limbs stretching in all directions. Fear begins to set in. Every limb branches into dozens more, then branch again into long, flexible fingers. The fear turns to panic. There's too much happening all at once. Every enormous fingertip pulses with strange new senses, like the 1,000 little antennae capturing unfamiliar signals. You feel their skin ripple like water. There is movement under the surface. Thousands of openings yawn open at the tips of your tree trunk-like fingers. Inch-thick tongues unfurl out of every crease and fold. You must have thousands of these tongues, each little worm covered in sensitive, fleshy bristles. Hang on, not bristles. You can see out of these. A trillion pinpricks of light. Eye stalks, covered in sensory cilia. This is too much. You can't keep track of all of this. No, they're not just eye stalks. They have mouths too, noses, tongues, hands. Why? Your mind is a tiny ship in the middle of this unfathomable ocean, your sails battered by tempests of sensation. You take a deep breath, inhaling from a cluster of holes where your face used to be. Out of habit, you suppose. A deafening whistle erupts from all around you as you exhale through 8 billion spiracles dotting your colossal form. You feel as though the entire world heard you exhale. You take another breath, and another. The storm has abated. Somehow, miraculously, the ship remains afloat. It will take a very long time for you to get used to this grotesque new body, but at least for now, your sanity remains miraculously intact. The true death toll can never be known, but nearly 1/4 of humanity is wiped out in half a month. You use your considerable new powers to help your fellow humans however you can. You become quite adept at performing hundreds of tasks at once. Others hesitate to trust such a grotesque creature at first, but your reliable help quickly extinguishes their misgivings. Rescuing hundreds from collapsing ruins and helping in reconstruction, you become a beacon of hope in this strange new world. Every day, your form grows, despite not needing any sustenance, and you quickly put your new gargantuan limbs to work. Within a few years, you become known as the Protector of Earth. With your tectonic body having spread over the entire world, you've had a hand in the reconstruction of almost every city on the globe. City governors petition you to grow in their direction to help in their repairs, and you receive dozens of honorary citizenships. Some part of your body is always attending some kind of ceremony, somewhere, cutting a ribbon with a novelty pair of giant scissors. You also have a very different perspective on the world now that you're everywhere. Your limbs become as common as trees. Thousands of one-sided conversations with some part of you every day, talking to the clump of sand limbs in the backyard. Confiding in you like you were an old friend. You hand out handshakes or hugs when needed, but mostly just listen. The Earth feels small. Its people feel familiar. The way you embrace it with your countless limbs, it almost feels like you're holding it in your hand. As different as you've become from them, these are your people, your friends, and you will do anything for them. It only takes a few years for the world to fully recover from its encounter with the visitor. You did not do everything yourself, but you were certainly a big help. The Great Cataclysm even seems to have brought the world together. There's a lot to grieve, but there's also hope for a better future. You are surrounded by friends. It feels good. You are very happy. The end. Perfect ritual.
You said, don't look at me. I said, don't look so good. I went out in the cold to get a paper, pushing every button in the elevator. And I know I got my looks, and you got yours. I must have looked in the windows of a million stores. Oh man. Oh man. I get 'em on the bus and I get 'em on the street and I get 'em from here. Always looking for a reason, looking for a cure, but what can I do? I'm just so tired of the view. Now I wish the lights would dim, 'cause I see what this is leading to. And it looks real grim. And I know I got my looks, and you got yours. I guess it just weren't what I was looking for. Oh man. Oh man. I get 'em on the bus and I get 'em on the street and I get 'em from you. Always looking for a reason, looking for a cure, but what can I do?
I don't dispute the doubts you've outlined, but it's my right to waste your time.